Friends, never had one of these in before. It's another Harley Benton from my Harley Benton friend Darren out in Sutton Ashfield. I live not too far from him now because we moved to Sutton Ashfield last year, but this is a guitar he's bought recently and I know why I bought it. It's in Stag's colours, Mansfield Town colours. I said that straight away. It's a Harley Benton 35 plus. We know where it's based on. We know it's based on a 335. And there you go. So what's up with it? Well, it's a Harley Benton and it's cheap, and you can tell it's cheap in as much as the filed edges of the frets where they got a bit of a bevel. The bevel is almost flat. Also, this that is made out to look like binding on here isn't binding. It looks like a thin strip of plastic just going across that is sprayed over to make it look like binding, and they're painted over the edge of a fingerboard here. So what's up with it? Well, same as what's always up with these guitars when you get them in these cheap Harley Bentons. And as good as they look, and this does look good, there are faults with it. And this one being the frets, again, they're not level, is getting fretting out all up this end here. So we're going to look at leveling the frets. Also, the neck, the alignment of the neck is not brilliant. This toppy is a lot closer to the edge of the frets than this bottomy is there, look. And he pointed that out to me. He says there's nothing we can do about that, is there? I says no, unless you want to change the saddles and we'll recut some new saddles. This is the way you can do anything about it. So I'm not dissing it, not slagging it off. It looks the part, absolutely. It looks fantastic. But that's the thing with these, they do look great, but it doesn't mean they are. You've got a push-pull pot here, but you can't pull. There's nothing to grab hold of to pull. So I don't see the point of doing that, having a push-pull to split the pickups to single coils. Why not put a push-push on there? Push it to single coil, push it again to humbucker. I only use push-push pots myself. So that might be something worth looking at. There's no way you can pull these out. You can't even get under it, your fingers just slide off it. It's a top out thing. Fingers just slide off them. So I don't get that at all. But anyway, that aside, I've not plugged it in, I've not played it. I don't really need to, even though I will do at some point. I am going to have a little tinker with it. I might go and plug it in before I do anything. Have a little tinker with it. And I'll come and show you what's right and what's wrong with it. Straight away there are file marks between these frets on the top edge of this fingerboard here, and they look really, really poor, this sort of area. So if you want to pause and zoom in if you can, there's file marks going this way between the frets, and it looks really, really shoddy. But again, that's what you pay. That's why you pay £165 for these, isn't it? 160, 170 pounds for them. The nut looks like it's bone, but it's not. You can guarantee it's plastic. Blah 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 blah. I'll be surprised if it is bone. Made in China these are. Don't know what the tuners are on the back there. Nothing special. And the pickups will be nothing special. But the paintwork, nice glittery blue on there. And a nice honey coloured stain on the back. Or it might be in the lacquer, I don't know. But there you go. I'm going to have a little tinker with it, have a play about it, come back, we'll check the frets. I'll show you on the video what state the frets are in, and we can find out how many frets need work, and we'll take it from there. So cracking on with this Harley Benton 35 plus. I've gone at it in the other room, I've plugged it in, made sure the pots are all working fine, and they are. These are coil split, that's the volume for the bridge, that's a volume for the neck. There's tone for bridge, tone for neck. So neck, bridge, neck volume tone, bridge volume tone. Everything's working fine, no crackling parts, they're both splitting fine. One thing, this pickup is a lot quieter than this one, that's because it's too low from the strings, so I'm going to sort that out. In fact, I'll sort that out right now. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to do a setup on the bench with the old strings on, as I always do. Now to set the string height, I'll press them down at the last fret, all the strings, and we're going to want about 2 to 3 mil gap. So yeah, it's about 2 mil on the treble side, about 2.5 on the bass side. This one's too close, that's why it's so much louder. Drop that down a bit. Drop that down a bit, and we should be just about right there. That looks pretty good. So that's where I want the pickups plugged into the tuner. Just going to check. Just drop that a little bit high maybe. That's good. Just going to check the tuning and intonation while we've got the guitar on the bench. Now tuning a laid down guitar is different from tuning a guitar in a playing position. Everything sharpens up when you lay it down. So once you've set it in the laying down position like this, do it again in the playing position to finish off. I'm hoping this doesn't need a fret level because I've not got time to do it before I move. That's nice. A little bit sharp on the B, so we are going to move the saddle, move it towards the neck. Or we're going to, no, we're not, we're going to move it towards the body. That's right, if it's sharp we move to the right, both 5 letters. If it's flat we move to the left, both 4 letters. So a little bit sharp, so I'm going to move the saddle away from the neck. Better. A little bit flat. No, we're not. We are a little bit flat. So we're just going to bring that saddle toward the neck. That's nice. That's well flat. So again, saddle toward the neck. Quite a ways as well. Probably 2 full turns here. Now these come a considerable way more toward the neck. So we're just tightening this intonation screw. That should be plenty. Still more. Not going to go much more. Give it all we've got. There you go. Maybe these strings aren't stretched in properly. perfect. And the E is well flat. I knew that would be the case. Okay, so we're going to make sure we've got this stretched. I'm just going to come all the way back this saddle. Might even have to turn it around. I don't think you can turn these ones around. So we're going to bring this all the way. Still flat? I thought it might be. Fortunately, these screwdrivers have got free spinning ends, so as long as I press on that, I can turn the screwdriver up. That's as far as it'll let me go, so that's going to be, if that's not right, going to have to do. We are perfect. So we've got the intonation now done. So what I can do now is I can crack on, get the strings off, and we can go and check the frets. Just going to check the nut slots. We can bring the nut slots down a little bit. We've got a lot of height at the first fret there, far too much. But we're going to look at the frets. And if it needs a fret level, like I said, it's not going to be done before I move. It's going to be done later on. So we're going to get strings off. Nice set of strings these. I wonder what are they? No, not Diodarios, because they're just got a gold ball end on there. So I'm going to replace these. The nuts, shoulder nuts, plastic. I'm going to have a look online in a minute. See what's what. Don't want to spend a lot of time working on guitars today. I've got this and 2 more to finish today. Once that's done, that's it for this building. Packing my stuff away, getting it all ready for moving out at the weekend. Again, unforeseen. I've decided that I am going to go with a shed in the garden rather than look for another place. I'm sick of moving my stuff. I'm only here for another 15 months. I'm moving to Canada in 15 months. So I might as well just build a shed, do a shed and build that up. It's going to cost me to get it all kitted out, lined, sealed and weatherproofed. It's going to cost me about 2,000 quid. Which means I've got to dip into mine and my wife's personal savings. I've got nothing in fret friend. But that's another story for another day. So I'm going to whip these strings off and then I'll bring you back and we'll look at the frets. So with the strings off, I've just altered the truss rod slightly. It's a 2-directional truss rod, so you can turn both ways. It has a neutral spot in the middle. It's just past the neutral spot. And I've got the neck dead straight. And now we're just going to check the frets with fret rocker. You all know how this works. 4 surfaces, ground completely flat to within an nth of an inch over a metre. So perfectly flat, and we have 4 different lengths, so we can swap how much we use, you see, because we only need to check 3 frets at a time. So we'll turn the fret rocker over as we need to. So we're just going to have a look, see where we are with the frets. I've not looked up a spec of this guitar online yet. Here's one high one. There's 2 high ones. 3, 4, 5, that's quite high. Little rock there, 6, 7, wow. 8. How does the microphone next to the last one? So I'm going to say 8 high frets. 1 is already, that doesn't matter because it's the next to last one, makes no difference. And 1 you can already feel. So we're going to say 6 high frets. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to go with the fret level, I'm going to tap them back down. Which ones are high? And I'm going to hit them with a fretting mallet. I'm not going to touch them with a file at all. And that's going to have to do, because I don't want to do a fret level on this. He doesn't want to be paying for one. By rights, you shouldn't have to on a new guitar. But these frets, they're not too bad. So I'm going to get a piece of paper and write down what frets have high spots and where that high spot is. It's really easy to do. That's a different guitar, we can ignore that one up there. Right, we're going to check again. We do fret 2. Did it have a high spot? No, it did not. So fret 3. I'm going to put big fret 3 and I'm going to put, it's in the middle. So I'm going to call 1, 2 and 3. So in area 2, so I'll put a small 2 underneath that. Fret 4 is fine. Fret 5 in area 2. 3, 4, 5, check again. Yep. Fret 6. Okay. Fret 7 in area 2, so all in the middle so far. 3, 6, 7. 9 in areas 1 and 2. Ten in area 3. Was that 10 or 11? It's 11. There's 10. There's 11. 11 in area 2. 12 seems okay. 13 in areas 2 and 3. 14 in area 2. So we have more than 7 frets. 15 in area 3. 16's okay. 17 in area 2. Right, we're going to recommend a fret level. In fact, fret 17's in the area 1, 2, 3. I normally put an X there because it knows it's all 3. 18, we should all be good now. 19, 20, 21, it's a little bit high in area 3. So we have frets 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 17, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 high frets. We're going to call it 10 because we're not bothered about 21. So 10 high frets, so it's going to need a fret level. I can knock them in, but it's not going to set them level. So I'm going to tell Darren what we need, and he can okay it or not. I'm going to tell him I can't do it before I move. It's something I could do on my kitchen table. What I'm going to be doing this week when I empty the this premises, everything's going to my house until I can get a shed built up. So I will be doing small jobs, probably in the kitchen or in one of our spare bedrooms. We've got a 3-bedroom semi, me and the wife, so we had only one is used as a bedroom. So I'm going to go back to those methods. But anyway, to go look at these frets now, they appear to be slight gaps under some of these frets. So I'm going to tap them down and see where we are because they're not all the way in by the looks of that. So we're going to see what we can do. So let me just grab my fretting mallet now. Is it in here? Is it in here? No. Then it's over here. And this is exactly where it is. So fretting mallet, brass hammer, nylon hammer. I'm going to hit it with the nylon side. So we know where we need to hit. We're going to support the guitar even better underneath. So we've got fret 3 in area 2, so that's in the middle. So we're just going to follow our little diagram. hit square and flush. Don't hit an angle that way or that way, because you'll put a dent in the fingerboard. You've got to make sure your hammer is hitting flush. And now we're going to check that fret free and see where we are. It's no longer high. So we'll fix that one. Fret 5 again, area 2, so this is this area. So we're going to do exactly the same. Tap that down, we're going to see, again, that one is now fixed. Check back one, check forward one, that's good. Next one, fret 7, area 2. So we're going to move the support slightly just underneath again, fret 7, exactly the same, using the nylon side. Sometimes you just need knocking back in. They may pop out again, but this is a cheap way of fixing it. They may pop out again. If they do, you are going to need a fret level. That's pretty good so far. Right, fret 9, areas 1 and 2. Area 1, area 2, area 3 seems okay. So again, support underneath. 3, 5, 7, 9. Was area 3. Ever so slightly on this edge. (11) was area 2 in the middle again, that's right. This area. It's obviously not glued in. Fret 12, now in area 3, 2, and fret 12 is now out. So I've knocked that one in, that one's come out, that one's now reading as high. Sometimes it does happen. Let's look at 12 again. Look at 11 again. Now 11 again is high in the middle. And that's what happens. We could be toing and froing for a while here. It needs levelling, I think. But let's go as it is. No, that's giving us good readings. Fret 13, areas 2 and 3. We're now reading as level. That's because we've altered fret 12 as well. That's pretty good. So look at 14. 14 is now high in 2 areas, where 13 once was. 14 is high still in the middle. Check 15. 15 is a tiny bit high in 2 areas. I should have fixed that, it wasn't too high. 15, 16 was okay, as it still is. 17 was high everywhere, which it is. So we're going to get under 17. Right, that's as close as we can get. Let's just check back again. 15, 16, 17 is very high on that far side. It's a lot better. It's not perfect level, but it's a lot better. 18 should be okay. 19, oh not 18, sorry, 19. 20, and 21 doesn't matter because it's the next to last one, it doesn't alter anything. A bit high on that corner. I'm reluctant to hit that corner because I don't want to damage the guitar in case I slip. I'll get a couple of taps. And there you go. So what we've done is we've tapped most of the high frets down. Well, now will they stay down? Probably not. I'm going to let this guitar sit for an hour or two. That's still high there. I'm going to let it sit for an hour or two and let's see how these frets have settled. That is a quick way of levelling frets without paying for a fret level. I think we're going to pop back out, but we'll have to see. Now, about these areas that are really untidy. Some very, very untidy finishing all down here on these areas. The last 6-7 mil of this fingerboard between the frets is really, really badly finished. I don't know if you're going to get to see it, but let's see if I can just hold the guitar up in the wrong position and see if I can show you where we are. I don't want to put on anything that's going to cause any damage. So, all these areas here at the end of the frets, they all look like they've been hit with a file. It's really raggedy around this area. Don't know how much you can see. It's not very nicely done at all. Then you might think, well, gosh, it might try a £175 guitar, but what I'm saying is, why don't we finish them all to as high a spec as they can? Frets as well. They've been levelled, but they've not been recrowned. So, anyway, I'm going to let that sit for a while. I'm going to move on to something else. Let that sit for a while. We'll come back. We'll check the frets in a short while. Right, I've let the guitar settle just for 5-10 minutes, just to see where we are with these frets. And now I've knocked everyone down that was high. We all saw that I did that. I'm just going to go across again with the fret rocker. Fret 3 has stayed down. I was a little bit high in that area. Fret 4. Fret 5 is still high. Fret 6 is fine. Fret 7 still high. Fret 8. Fret 9, sorry, is high. 10 is okay. 11 is okay. 12 is a tiny bit high on this edge. 13 is high. Sorry, 14 is high in the middle. 13 is on this edge. 15 seems okay. 16 high in the middle. So even though I've knocked them back down, they'll pop back up, which means that's fret 18, that's high. I've got to give it a fret level. I don't have time to give it a fret level before I move. That one is high, 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off the frets with high spots. Let's see how many we are. Anything above 5, I'm going to fret level the lot, which means I'm going to knock this nut off, which means you can find out if it's bone or plastic. I can tell straight away that's a plastic nut. So 3 is good. So when you get to 5. Just check 3 again. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 2 areas, 10, 11, 12. Only a tiny rock on that area, but high fret is a high fret. It's high in the middle. So we're going to take this right up to there. 13 was just on this edge. Showing fine now. 14, more or less all the way across. 15, 16, again in the middle. So it's a fret level. I'm not going to do this before I go away because I'm wrapping everything up today. And I've got a refret to finish today. Oh, 17 really high on this edge. Now Darren normally knows this when he buys a Harley Benton, it's going to need a fret level. And that's the drawback with them. And if you're happy with the electrics and the pickups, it's not too bad. But a fret level with a setup, complete fret reprofile with a setup here, is £135. That turns your £160 guitar into a £300 guitar. Admittedly, you get a brilliant guitar for your money. But it's up to you whether you think that's worth it or not. I think the guitar looks great. Bit shoddy how we tidied this bit up here, which I haven't really tidied it up. We've cut corners in some areas, but the paint job looks fantastic. You get a lot of guitar for your money, but you've got to weigh up whether it's worth buying one of these and spending £135 on a fret level with a setup. Most of the Harley Bentons I have come in end up having a fret level. So what I've also got to do is I've got to try and take this nut out without damaging anything, and what they've done is they have sunk this into the hole. I'm not going to remove that. I'm going to level these frets because I don't need to touch the first four. I'm going to level these frets with the nut still in. We'll cover that so we don't hit it with a file or anything. So I've only got a file from here along to here. It's also got sharp edges here at the edge. Some of them are inside the binding, some of them are outside the binding. It's not even binding. So there's always those things to consider. But it needs a fret level. I will not be doing this before I move, so I'll be letting Darren know. I'll be putting this one away back in its case, and we'll continue with this one when I'm in the shed in my garden. Okay guys, so we're all in the new workshop. This is the first major job from a workshop. Fret leveling. So I've already explained what we need to do, why we need to do it. Fret leveling beam from Crimson Guitars, bought this a couple of years ago, really good piece of kit. 400 grit on the top, 240 grit on the bottom. It's well used, it probably needs changing pretty soon because it's been on quite a while, this stuff. I use a 240 grit for removing the main gear and the 400 for smoothing over. But what we're going to do is we're going to check that the neck is level because the guitar has been in a case for a good while. So we'll make sure the neck is straight. And after all this time, it's still straight. That's perfect. Which is a good thing. It means we've stored it correctly. So we can look at the high frets. Now I'm going to go across again with the fret rocker. If I can just bear with me a second, just got to grab it. Problem with having the camera where it is now, it's right in front of my toolbox, so I need to get my tools out first. So we've got a fret rocker. I'm just going to check the frets again. I have them marked where they are high. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 high frets. Nothing down this end, so we can leave the nut intact. 10 high frets, but right up to the end here. So we're going to have to remove, I believe, probably going to have to remove this pickup. Will I have to remove the pickup? Let's have a look. Let's see where we are. I may get, oh no, that's well underneath where I'm going to be working, so that's fine. So we can take over that area. That is out of the way. I will, however, if I can just drop it, I've got the right side screws right there. Just going to drop this in just a little bit. So that's out of the way. So we're going to check the frets first. So I've ascertained that the neck is straight. Take my word for it. Some people have actually said, how do we know it's straight? You didn't show us. It's like I'm going to tell a lie. Amazing. But anyway, here we go. It's high spots all over. I'm going to actually mark over again where the high spots are. If I have a marker here, which I don't, it'll be downstairs. I'll take it this red. I know where the high spots are anyway. So here. Whole fret more or less. So you can see some real high spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 high frets. Now I'm going to attack these with file. Chris Allsop, check him online in England. Chris Allsop Tools, fantastic. Precision straight edge file, diamond encrusted smooth file on there. This is great for removing the material you need to remove. Right, so I'm already attacking this one. I'm going to try and do them one at a time, just to remove the main amount of material. We will be levelling all of the frets in one go a little bit later. This is just to remove those high spots there. That's the high spots removed, and again this one further behind. What is always a good idea is to write out a key or a map. Well, we do have a key format now. I don't think I have any paper knocking about, but I'll find something to write on. In fact, let's have a look in here. Something else I've got to go and sort out. Right, I don't have anything to write on. I'll tell you what I'm going to stick it on my phone. Next best thing. So I know which frets to work. So if I open a notepad or a note, there you go. I can write down the frets that need work. So we have 5, 7, good way to do it, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 21. So now I have a frets numbered on the ones I need to work on. So I've got that in front of me there. And that way, when I rub the pen off, I still know which frets I need to be concentrating on. So again, check 5 back. Got rid of that high spot. 7. Still got high spots. So we're going to look 7 and 9. High spots are gone. 9. So the high spot on the far side. So you get to know how this works. High spot's gone, so we're looking at 11 and 12. 11's pretty much good. 12 still high. And 14. So let's work these three. Going up 2. Stopping short of 16. So check 11 and 12. There you go, so we've got 16, 17, 19, 21. So we're concentrating on 16 and 17. In the middle, still high. And now crossing over into 19 and 21, getting those done as well. One thing I should have done is tape over that pickup, which I've not done. We don't have any filings on there at the moment. Just find out where my tape is. This tape will do. Some low tax Scotch 3M tape. So we'll just cover the pickup so we get no filings in there. And that will be fine. We're just filing these two. So it's 21 and 19. 17 on here, so just over this edge. We'll do all of the frets following the radius because we're not going to remove material from those frets that don't have any high frets. So we've roughed up all of the frets there, which means we've got to polish and smooth all of them off, which is fantastic. I need to grab a brush for this. Push away all the filings, and this is why I've started putting paper on the padding on the workbench now. Because once we finish the job, the paper will be removed and we'll put some fresh on there. The yoga mats I'm using now are 10mm thick underneath. And this is now affixed to the table using double-sided using regular tape and double-sided sticky tape between the two layers of tape. So I can always, if I need to remove it in the future, I can do. But it's just, I want to try and keep it as clean as possible so it lasts longer. So let's have a look at the frets I've levelled and see where we are. So we know we've got 16, 17, 19 and 21. So let's check from 16. And then nice, 17. That's nice, 19, nice, 21, brilliant. So let's go back, 12, 11, I believe we've got 12, sorry, we've got 14, 12, 11, then 9, 7, 5. So we'll do 14, 12, 11. 14's good. 12's good. 11's now good. So we're going to go 9, good, 7, now good, and 5, good. So all of the frets should be level. I'm going to remove that nut because we are going to level the whole lot in a moment. Just checking we've got a level along the whole length of the neck. And again, I'm going to keep the opinions to myself on why or why you shouldn't buy these guitars. I'm charging £135 for this fret level and setup. There's fibre for new strings, that's 140 quid. When you buy a new guitar, say it's 160, 170 quid, is it worth you spending another 140 on it? You've got to decide that for yourself. At the end of the day, you'd have paid 300 quid then for a cheap Harley Benton guitar, but it's going to play fantastic. And if you're happy with the pickups in there and the nut, what have you, that's it, 300 quid, you've got a great looking guitar, and I guarantee it's going to be great playing. Is that worth it to you? I have my own opinions on buying these cheap guitars and getting them done up. And that's just the way it is. But anyway, there we are, we've got all the frets levelled. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to get some marker pen, mark all of these frets up. We're going to level the whole lot using the levelling beam, which you know how to do that because I've told you all before. Now see, I don't know if you'll see behind me, I've closed the blind, I've got blinds up at these windows, and all I can see, I normally look at the back garden and listen to the birds and watching the birds or whatever, but I'm not doing that when I'm working in here. I have to have a blind down, otherwise the light shines on the guitar and you can't see the guitar I'm working on. I've got fantastic lights I've installed up there, which are brilliant. I mean, it cost me 20 odd quid, they're an LED light and they give me a daylight, lighter than daylight in this room, which is fantastic for working in, so that's how I'm going to be working. Hopefully you can see everything nice and clear. Maybe it's a little bit bright, but you still got to see everything. But that's it. So I'm going to get these frets all marked up. Going to come back. We're going to level the frets and get this one done. But just about finishing up on the levelling. Again, with the 240 grit on the base. It's just a matter of just removing the black pen. We overlap at this side because we're following the radius to the full width at the far side, so we do overlap to make the radius right. And making sure not to smash the nut off. Not pressing hard, letting the beam do the work. And the tops of the frets are all now silver. So I know that they're level. We're going to black them all up again though. I'm going to go across with the 400 grit. I don't know if you can see, but there's all the file marks all down these edges, all down this edge. Coming here. I'll try and take a photo of it in a minute and you might be able to see. But that, to me, is very shoddy. What can I tell you? So pen them up again. Finish off with a 400 grit. We go with a finer grit just to remove the scratches, or get all the depth out of them. Because using 400 grit is more coarse than using 240 grit is more coarse than 400. And when we start polishing, we'll polish from 600 up. We'll actually hit it with some 400 paper first, just to remove the deeper of the scratches. And we'll go 600 through 2000 to polish the frets up. So I'll let that dry a second or two. So that should be enough. So we're now going to look at the 400 grit, which on the top, so we need to go upside down. And again, same, steadying the guitar. Start at the centre and work your way out. Back to the centre, work your way out. And there you go. And the tops of all of the frets along the whole length are silver. We have the frets levelled and we're ready for the next stage, which will be re-crowning. That's where the frets are now flat on the top. We're going to rebuild that crown going in that direction. So let's check the frets are level. Soft fret wire, this I can tell because material has been removed from all of the frets just by using the beam. So another thing you want to consider in the future, how long are these frets going to last you? 5 years, 3 years, 10 years. If I refretted this with 25% nickel silver, you're going to get 30 years of fret. You'll get 2 redresses down the line because I use the high stuff 1.4mm, so you'll be able to dress it again and level it again at least 2 more times. You could get 90 years out of that fret wire. So something to consider when you're buying cheap guitars. And these frets are bang on level, by the way. So that's that. That is all done. Really pleased. That was really quick. It is a quick job. Leveling is the time is in the recrowning and polishing. That's what you really pay for. And also you pay for that experience. So I'm going to get this all prepped, ready for crowning and polishing, and I'll come back when I've got a fingerboard taped up and we can crack on. So with the frets levelled, I've taped up the fingerboard, so we've just got the frets exposed. I've gone over the frets again with black marker or black sharpie, and what we need to do now is we've made the frets flat on the top. We need to rebuild that arc we know as the crown, and the crown runs this way, and obviously the top bit is where the string hits the crown of the fret going that way. So we need a minimal or a thin part. So where that's flat, we need to recrown the top, give it a thin point of contact for the string, and that way that eradicates buzzing completely. Now in the old days we'd used a 3-corner file, which would have taken us a long while. It's quite painstaking, but nowadays we have tools available to us, and I use Stumac files. And people say these are expensive. Well, they're not expensive, because as soon as they wear out, Stumac will replace it free for nothing. So they're not expensive. You've got a tool for life with Stumac. That's why I buy. It's not the reason I buy Stumac tools. I've always bought Stumac tools, but they're fantastic value. So what I'm going to start with is this, known as the Z file, the original Z file, or the Z file as they probably call it in America. And it has 2 cuts. It's a diamond file, so it's a diamond coated precision edge, and it has a long cut and a short cut. Short cut being steep, long cut being shallow. And you flip it 180 degrees, and it's got exactly the opposite on the other side. And what this does is this will cut each side of the fret at varying angles. One will be at that angle, and the other one will be at that angle. And then when you turn it 180 degrees, the far side will be that angle, and the near side will be this angle. And what it does is it will not touch the top of a fret. So because we have the tops of the frets level, we use this file, the frets are still going to be level when we've done. So it's just a matter of, I've got a black line across there, and it's just a matter of just a few strokes. Nice smooth diamond file, flip it over 180 degrees. And now I have a nice thin black line down the centre. You know what would be better? For me to move that camera and to set it up so you can see how I make that thin line. Bear with me. Hopefully this will give you more of an idea. So what I need to grab is a rag or a cloth, just so I can clean my file after every stroke. And I could have used the edge of a tea towel there, but this will do. So let me just show you how we build that crown. Clean the file, and again, black pen across the whole fret. A few strokes, turn it 180 degrees. And now we have a thin black line going down the centre of that fret. Still a little bit fat in the middle, so we're going to go again. It means we're just not removing enough material from the edges. And there you go. Nice thin black line down that one, nice thin line, black line down that one. It means the point of contact, string to fret, is minimal. It means we're not going to get any fret buzz. The guitar's going to play beautifully, but because we've still got that black line intact, there it shows we've removed no height from the fret. So we know with the height being consistent all the way along the length, we know that all the frets are going to still be the correct height. They're going to be level with each other. Now once I've used that file, I'm going to grab another one. Another Stumac file, and this is a crowning file, and this has got the crown built in. And I could just use that, but it's harder work. So what I'm going to do is, with this, I'm just going to tidy up if there's any burrs or inconsistencies using the Z file, because the Z file doesn't cut an arc, it cuts a flat or a square cut, well not a square cut, but an angled cut. But this one will just round over that top. We're going to keep the line intact on the top. So we've now got those frets beautifully crowned, both of them. We can crack on and get the rest of them done. I'm just going to do one more before I move the camera back to its regular position. Flip 180. And a nice thin black line down the centre, back with the crowning file, just to remove any burrs or inconsistencies, and that's done. Chances are I probably won't use much of this, it's just to round things over. But that is 3 done in double quick time. It's not going to take me long, I've got the rest to do. So I'm going to move the camera back and I'll show you back from there. Now then, when you get to the end of the guitar, or the frets at the far end where the neck joins the body, you're going to struggle to get the file in, because it's going to want to hit the body. So I've covered the body, but sometimes you still can't get enough angle, like I can't there. Can't get enough angle. I need to be at this sort of angle. So what you have to do is just do this 2 ways. And what I do is I stand for this, and what I do is I do the far half first. So I'm only doing from the middle to that edge, like this. Just flat across the top and to that edge. And same with this one, flat across the top and to this edge. And so I've only done half a fret there. But when it gets to using the other file, we can't use it, so we use this. And this is shaped. Again, it's a diamond file, diamond coat in there. That's for real broad frets, and this is for just regular jumbo. And again, with this, you can work across the body, but you're not putting anything down to cause any harm anywhere. And look at that. And when I want to do this side, I just turn the guitar 180 degrees and work over here. So I'll just show you that again. Clean the file. We're doing half a fret. And here again. Nice thin line down the middle. Get back to this one. And just over the top like so. We can work. Look at that, how good is that? What a great piece of kit this is. Can't remember what brand this is. I know it is branded. I got it from, I think I got it from America. It cost me 60 odd quid. Elmer's, I think it is. It cost me 60 odd quid. Great, great piece of kit. So that's it. So that's how I do the edge once we're close into the body. So I'm going to finish these off. Once I've done these 5 at the end, all the frets are done. And we can move on to the next stage, which will be polishing. Nice and easy, look. And again, I could just use this file, just this one, on its own, but it would be a lot more work, so I like to get the main material off with that one. So that's it. I'm going to crack on, get them all done. Once they're done, I'll bring you back in and we'll move on to the polishing. So the workshop windows open, so you're going to have to put up with the noise outside. We are a residential area, so there are families behind us, and unfortunately for us, we have a rather large family just over the back of us who seem to be shouting at the kids, but we ain't going to worry about that. So, polishing frets. What I like to do is go over with some 400 grit first. This is a lot thicker than the other stuff. This is really flimsy. And this is fantastic for getting the deeper of the scratches out. So, it's just a matter of one way and removing the deeper scratch on top of frets. I've already started this one. We've got to about 4 or 5 frets done. but it's just going over the top and removing the deep rubber scratches. Then we'll do the fine polishing with the 6 grits there, 600 through 2000. So I'll go through the grits in a minute. So this is 400 grit, just to get rid of some of the deeper scratches on the top. And then we'll go with a finer grit each time, going through the grits. 600, 800, 1000, 1200, 1500, 2000. So I've got them all laid out there, I know which ones I'm using. And I always adapt a glove, cut off these 2 bits and that bit because I'm not polishing with those. And it's just a matter of just getting over straight over the top. Don't need to do the edges or anything with this, just straight over the top, get rid of the deep scratches. It'll make them easier to polish down the line. So I'm going to crack on with this. It's going to take me an age. It's going to take me eons. It's not going to take long, is it? A couple of hours working this. Boring. I'll bang some music on in a minute when the camera's off. I don't have music on with the camera on because I've got done for copyright once on YouTube. And we said I had to take it off my video. I'm thinking you're joking. Got some music playing in the background. No, we can't allow it. So there you go, how pathetic's that. But that's it. Once I get to polishing these, I get more in depth. I'll be polishing over top and inside the edges, going through the 6 grits. It's going to take me an hour or 2. So I'll be back later. Good morning, friends. Quick update. I'm back working at Royal Mail. It's my 2nd week back. Today's my day off. It's a Tuesday. And I just want to give you a quick update on friend and how it's going to work from now on. Now, with me being back at Royal Mail, I can only do this part-time. So my waiting list is going to be longer. As it stands, my waiting list is around 4 months. But what I'm doing is to make it easier for people to get in, especially people who need setups and stuff, is I'm going to be fast-tracking setups, the quick work. And I'm going to be, when it comes to refrets and straightening necks and stuff for bigger jobs, I'm going to be getting 1 or 2 in at a time, and you're going to have to wait. People who want refrets are going to have to wait the longest, because I can do setups a lot quicker, and it means I can get through my list quicker. So it's not about getting people in earlier and making other people wait. I've loads of people on my list at the moment, and a lot of them only want setups, so they're going to be fast tracked in, more or less. It just makes it a lot easier for me. Doesn't mean I'm slowing down anything else. It's because a refret takes as long as a refret, and straightening a neck takes as long as straightening a neck. It's just better for me in the long run. Now I'm back to working part-time, so I just wanted to update you, and that's really it. If you are on my list and I meant to contact you and I haven't, be patient. I'm getting around to it. I'm going through my list. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 8 up on the board at the moment before I can get anybody else in. So anybody that I've said you can come in at the end of May or whatever, or beginning of June, you're just going to have to be patient, and I will get round to you pretty soon. So that's it for now. That's the update. Just before we go, just remind you to look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. So just about finishing up, we've been through with the 400 grit to get rid of the deep scratches, and the 7 grits, 600 through 2000, and we need to clean the nut up, but we just need to finish off now with superfine steel wool, finest grade there is. And I'm going to start at the far side. This is really easy. You just pinch in steel wool over the tops of the frets, and this should bring them all to a beautiful shine. So we're now scratch free frets, we're level, and this is the final part of the process. And I'm just getting used to being back in the workshop after being back at Royal Mail as well. This is my 2nd week back at Royal Mail after a 17-month, nearly 18-month layoff. My health has not been great, the last 4 years really. And I'm not completely better, I'm a lot better than I was. But yeah, these frets, beautiful. I've just done another video today. I've released an update on how things are changing at Fret Friend. I've got to go part-time again, obviously, because I'm back at Royal Mail now. And that means I'm waiting list at the moment, because I've got such a big queue. I've got 40 different people in the queue at the moment, and some of them are bringing more than 1 guitar, so, you know, say the waiting list is at least 3 months as of today, and we are the 7th of June. I say 2 to 3 month waiting list. I'll get through them as I can, and I'll be contacting everyone. By the time this video comes out, everyone in that list would have been seen to, I think. I've got about 20 videos in the list, so this will be, once by the time this one's out, they'd have all gone, been in and gone. So I'm just prattling at the moment. But yeah, just bringing these frets up to a nice polish. And that is just about it. Easiest part of the process, this one. And you notice I'm pinching the steel wool right over the fret. And that's that done. And they look superb. So have a quick look with their magnifying glass. So the magnifying glass is dirty. But they look, yeah, they look pretty spectacular. They are beautiful. So there you go. So, need to clean off the nut. I'll be checking the nut slots again anyway. This can be a difficult job, you know, when the tape's been on for quite a while. And these paint jobs, it's a Harley Benton. I've had it before when you've peeled off and a load of lacquer's come off and a load of paint's come off. It's why I personally don't buy and don't recommend cheap guitars. Because you're not going to get the quality when you're spending sub £200. Now don't get me wrong, this guitar looks fabulous, and now it's had this fret level and recrown and set up a new set of strings. It will play wonderful. You've got to understand it's got cheap pickups on it, cheap electrics, and I understand why people buy them. Personally myself, I wouldn't. Saying that, I do have cheap guitars, but the cheapest I really go are probably some of the classic vibes, the Squire classic vibes. I've got a Squire classic vibe telly, it's fantastic, it's still stock, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful guitar. But here we go, removing the tape now. My big problem with this is this damage where they've hit with a file, with filed down here, and it looks so shoddy. You see, I'm looking at it with a I'm always looking with a dubious eye anyway, but they've just got file marks from here to the edge of the fingerboard. It's so unprofessional, and that's been done at the factory. No amount of oil and staining that wood is going to make those disappear. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a picture of it in a minute, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. But those frets, they are popping. They look wonderful. So yeah, just bear with me guys. I've said that I'm going to keep these tapes running from now on. I'm going to let all the fodder and all the crap and all the bump I'm talking now, I'm going to leave it in these videos, because editing them takes me time, and it's not worth my while editing these videos decently anymore because nobody watches them. I've got 11,000 subscribers on YouTube and I don't make any money on it anymore. I used to make about 200 quid a month. I'm not making anything at the moment because, you know, to make money on YouTube people have got to like and thumb up and comment on your videos, and mine never get any comments or thumbs up and stuff. People watch them 2-3 minutes and tell me how great I am, but it'd help me a lot more if they went on and watched 10 of my videos and clicked for a thumbs up on 5 or 10 of them every time they go on, because that way my videos get bumped up and YouTube will promote them. But my videos are not being promoted anymore because we don't get nothing's happening on my channel. Nobody clicks anything. Nobody leaves a comment. Nobody leaves a thumbs up. So there's no point me having 11,000 subscribers if you're not actively involved with my YouTube page. I'm going to do a video about this. I'll do a video about it and put it on my friend on Facebook pretty soon. So there you go, just get rid of all the tape. See where we are. Everything is all good there. That's just there just to hold the bridge and watch it. So yeah, looks fantastic. I'm going to bin all this crap and bin that as well. We're going to get some, where have we got it? It's up here. Put some lemon oil. What I'm going to do is just move this out of the way. Just get that glove behind there. Don't want to spray oil on there. Get my fingers in there. Always over oil it me, because I want to get in. This oil will clean I can clean the nut with the oil, you see. I've got the windows open, but I've got the blinds down because if I have the blind open, you get the sunlight shining all over the guitar and you can't see the guitar. The sunlight on there, that's far too much oil on there, what I've done. But I've got to get all the residue of the tape off the neck anyway, so I'll wipe a little bit down there, like so. Beautiful. What we got here? Yeah, we've got this will do. These frets are not putting very well. I can tell because they're all chipped areas. Looks like it's been refretted. It hasn't been refretted, but these aren't all that shoddy job, seriously. What can I tell you? There's oil seeping out from under these frets. It means these frets are not even seated correctly right down to the fingerboard. It means the slots haven't cut deep enough. So yeah, the guitar looks great, and now it will play great. It's got level frets, and they do look the part. And I suppose if you're just playing at home, you're not gigging, I mean you can gig with this as well. Am I a snob? Am I a guitar snob? I don't see the point of spending £160, £170 on a guitar and paying a man £140 to do a fret level and a setup. That then is a £300 plus guitar. You get something fabulous used for 300 quid nowadays. That'd be where I'd be doing my shopping. Well, it isn't because I don't buy cheap guitars anymore. My last two guitars have cost me, well, 900 quid or more. I've got a £2,000 Hamer I paid 900 quid for. It's just wonderful. I bought a Fender Jaguar as well. I thought about getting something cheaper. I thought, you know what, I'll regret it. I'll just regret that. So there you go, that knot has come up lovely. Put a black mark on it, tough. I'm going to leave that in there. I'm not going to get it off. So there you go. Just a few more things to do on this now. Get some strings on it, get that knot cut, and go back to its owner. Don't get me wrong, it looks fantastic. But you know what I'm saying. Now this is a great piece of kit. This is from Music Nomad. See their things advertised a lot. I thought that looks pretty alright, so I thought I'll get that. And I thought I don't mind that being on there, but it gets a bit clatty. So I've got a piece of chamois leather folded up a few times here, just to bring it up a bit. And it may not look professional, but you know, it brings a guitar higher up. Now you see how all this oil is collecting under these frets a lot. They're not right down to the fingerboard, but they are as deep as they'll go because the slots haven't been cut deep enough. Now I did say I'm going to try get you a picture of where these have been filed on the edges. Just bear with me, I'll go and grab my phone. I think the phone's in the next room along. Come in, come on. Come with me. Come on. This is my best non-human friend. This is Ross, my dog. He's a beautiful boy. We had a DNA tested the other week. He's come back 24% Rottweiler, 23% Pitbull and 22% Staffy. Didn't you? How good's that? Anyway, let me try and take a picture of this fingerboard. I think we're going to be able to see it there. There you go, guys. Can you see this? Can you see the finger marks? I mean the file marks at the bottom of this fingerboard here. Them scuffs there are all file marks. They're terrible. Yeah, they're really bad. If you look at these areas, look here, got file marks. See them? That's all along the whole length of this side. It looks horrible. What can I tell you guys? What can I tell you? That's why I don't buy cheap guitars. Yeah, horrific. Anyway, gonna get some strings on it. We'll look at the nut. We'll get it set up and it can go back to its owner. So there was a set of strings in the case, Tiger, so that's what we're going with. We'll get these on and we'll have a look at the nut. Okay, so cutting the nut slots. Now what I've done is I've set the guitar up. I've set the relief to 0.25mm between the 5th and 7th fret, so 6th fret. It's just almost touching, but I've set it a little bit high at the bridge because I need to cut the nut slots. I should always watch out for that, nearly an accident there. So again, if you just listen, 7th fret, and just hear that scraping. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the nut slots, but what I need to do is take a measurement. Now what I like to do is once I've got the action where I want it, we're just slightly over 1.75mm this side, 1.5 that side, which will be the final measurements, 1.5mm, 1.75, that's the space between the top of the fret and the bottom of the string. So we're going to cut the nut slots down. Now what I like to do is measure here. So these are my measurements. I'm not saying these are a definitive measurement to use, but I measure 0.3mm this side and 0.2mm that side and gradiate down 0.3, 0.28, 0.26, 0.24, 0.22, 0.2mm. So I'm going to get a 0.3, which is there, and I'm going to cut the nut slots until we've got the right depth. So we need a bit to remove off it. It is a bone nut, by the way. So we've got a bit to remove there. So what we need to do, this is the proper tool. And I have the proper tools here. A set of Hosco nut slotting files. This is the 11 set, 11 different sizes, and I'm going to get the sizes to match the 1046 set of strings. So there's a 13, which is a B string, a 46, 36, don't have a 26, so 28. We don't have a 17, but we do have a 16. We do have a 13, and we do have a 10. So that's the right size for each string slot. Now we do have a StringMax nut slotting safety kit to stop me going too low, but I ain't going to use it. I've not used it yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to take the 46, which corresponds to the size of the string, 0.046 of an inch. And we're going to carve this slot first. So we're just going to do a quick measure. And these are a safe height. We can go lower if we want to. So what I'm going to do is with this string, I've got my tuner on, that's probably what you can hear buzzing. I'm going to get close to pitch. Move out of the way because that's just right in the way. So that is more or less an E there. A little bit sharp. Not doing intonation or anything yet, not bothered about that right now. So we tune to pitch, I've stretched the strings in, and we're going to just check how much we need to remove there. A fair old bit off that nut. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that string. We're going to take the 46 file, and we are, without scraping the frets, we're going to cut a horizontal slot. Now these are a stainless steel file, and what I like about these is, so that bit of nuts fell off. I knew that was going to happen. I had to glue that back on. So I'll glue that back on in a minute. These cut a perfect round or a perfect semicircle. Now let me get, I forgot to glue that back on. I've got some super glue. I'm going to super glue that back on. I'll whiz that over there and I'll come back to you in a few minutes once that has been secured. I've glued that bit of bone back on the nut that flew off. Forgot all about that. The first two strings I've got done, well the first two closest to me, that's a 0.25 feeler gauge, just buzzing a little bit there, just buzzing a little bit there. D string needs to come down now, so we'll just clean up these files, put them away. Now it's a 0.026 of an inch. I don't have a 26 file, but I do have a 28, slightly wider, but that's fine. That's a dog walking in that, if you can hear footsteps. So the next one, we're going to use the 28 for the 26. Again, slide the string over. Gives a nice low action above the first fret. That's perfect, straight off the bat. This is a 0.25 feeler gauge, by the way. Pretty much the same on this string. A little bit of a way to go with that one. Now we don't have a 17, we do have a 16, so we use a little trick here. We need to flare it open a little bit wider so the string doesn't bind in there. So we're going to take the 16, file, and we're going to, again, file level, angle back. And then we're just going to go in at a slight angle that way, and just flare it open a little bit more so the string doesn't pinch. Anything between 22 and 24 would be good here, so if we get a buzz on the 25 I'll be quite happy. Now we can still go a little bit more. Again, take your time. Whatever bone this is, it's pretty soft. Just going to take a little more, we're very, very careful now. back just a little. Some people use a wider file in the end of the slots and flare them open a little. I don't see the point in that. It's not necessary. That looks low enough to me. So we're going to change the file now, the feeling gauge now to the 0.2, which is there. And we've got the 13 and the 10 to do. I'll do these off camera. It's pretty much the same thing. That's high and that's high. So I'm going to do these two off camera and get it finished up. Once that's done, I'll loosen the strings. We'll polish this nut up so you get all this markings off there, my glue markings, and you won't see any of that. And then we can move on to finally setting the guitar up, doing the intonation and what have you. So I've just taped up fingerboard and the headstock area there, and I've gone over with some 400 grit, polished over the knot, and we're just going to get rid of this, do some compressed air. And there you go. You can just see, if you really look, you can see where the bit of a knot has been glued back on, but it's not too bad at all. I could swirl a little bit more down there and make it a little bit better. In fact, I'll have a look at that, see where we are. Because these slots are well deep enough for me to remove quite a lot off the top of the knot if I want to. And that's looking fine. I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, that is good enough for me. Quite happy with that. So we'll get the strings on and we're going to get a guitar set up. Okay, so final setup. So what I've done is we set the height at the 12th fret, 1.5 mil that side, 1.75 this side. We've got the guitar tuned almost to pitch. We've not set the intonation, but we have cut the nut slots. So nut slots are nice and low. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to have a look at what I think of the action at the 12th fret. That's very nice. Perfect both sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the guitar in, turn on the tuner. And I know you shouldn't tune a guitar in laying on its back. It should be in a playing position, which it will be shortly. We're just going to check the intonation because everything else is set. We've got the amount of relief we want, we've got the nut slots cut, we've got the right action at the 12th fret. So what we need to do now is check the intonation. These strings may need stretching in again. That's good. We are flat, so we need to bring the saddle toward. Oh, we need to bring it toward the knot. Well, we can't. It's fully adjusted. You see, that's the problem again. Let's see where we are. We can't adjust that anymore. It's as far back as it will go. Oh, it's not quite all the way back. See how far it will go. Stretch the string and it may help. It's actually a tiny bit short. So that's good news. Just got it there. That's beautiful. So I'm going to stretch these strings in as I set the intonation. They've already been stretched, so we shouldn't need to stretch them too much more. It's nice. Yeah, intonation's good. So far, so good. A little bit sharp on the B, so for sharp move to the right, both 5 letters. Sharp at the 12th, move to the right as you look at it. Flat at the 12th, move left. Flat and left are 4 letters. Sharp and right 5 letters, so you know which way to move the saddle. So I'm just going to move the saddle toward the strut tail piece or away from the knot. Last one, E string, high E. I don't like stretching these too much. I've pinged a few over the years. A little bit sharp. Move yourself away from the knot, just a little. Beautiful, so that's the intonation now set. So we're now going to set everything in the playing position. See how everything's gone sharp now. We've set the guitar the right way. Tunes aren't brilliant. Not bad at all. So I'm going to check again the action at the 12th fret, see what I think. Bass side 1.75, treble side 1.5, that's exactly how I'd like it. The intonation's been set. Check the tuning again. tuners aren't geared very well. So that's not too bad. Check the height of the pickups. Can bring the treble one up a little bit. I like to hold the strings down at the last fret and measure there. So we're going to bring this up to about 2 mil from the strings. About there. That looks pretty good. And that looks pretty good as is. So that is it. That is the guitar now set up. So remove the camera angle and we'll finish this video off. And here we are with this one. We are all done. But I say all done. I've not put, I do this so many times, I've not put the truss rod cover on. So I'll put the truss rod cover on as I speak. I meant to do this as well. I thought make sure you do this before you film the last bit. But anyway. So let's recap. It's a Harley Benton, can't remember the model name. Is it HB35 or whatever yet? It's a Harley Benton 335 type, fantastic paintwork. But it came and it's brand new. Became apparent that it needed a fret level, and they do. Just about all of these Harley Bentons need a fret level, which, you know, I'm just saying. You know, fret level, I'm charging, it's 135 quid. So factor in, if it's an £170 guitar, you've got to pay 135, that makes you £170 guitar, £300 guitar. Now if your pickup's really good, whatever, I mean electrics, then you've got a £300 guitar, but looks apart, plays well and sounds nice. But for me, not what I'd do. I know they look good, but they're not. There's too many things wrong with this. I mean, the cuts into the fingerboard all the way down the length here between the frets where they've been hit with file. So unprofessional. This one shouldn't have passed QC, all up there. You know, just terrible. This one should not have passed its QC check. So, you know, it's hit and miss with these guitars. But let's talk about the good things. And I don't want to keep highlighting the bad things about these guitars. I mean, what can I say about them? The pickups, I'd like to think pickups are pickups, magnets are magnets, coils are coils, wires wire, spacer spacer, but it's not the case. It's not how it works. If it was just, you know, use any wire, any magnet, whatever, then all pickups would sound as good as each other. Or all pickups would sound as bad as each other. Whatever the case may be. I mean, these are all right, but they're not spectacular. So let's speak about the good points of this guitar. Well, it looks stunning. It's a stunning looking guitar. It's in Mansfield Town colours. The guy who wears this guitar is a Mansfield Town football supporter. And it looks fantastic. Made in China. I don't rate the tuners that much. But everything else about it, I mean, it really does look the part. It looks fantastic. Another thing, you've got coil split on this, but it says coil tapping equipped. That's wrong. When you tap a coil, you break into it about halfway down and you split the actual one coil. This is not, this is cancelling out a complete coil on a 2 coil pickle or a humbucking pickle. So it's coil splitting, not tapping. So they've got that wrong. At least get it right, but there you go. So you've got push, pull, coil split. You can't pull these knobs because your fingers just slide off them. I'd have gone with push myself, but that's just me. But you can split the coils. It looks stunning. It's coming. It needed a fret level, needed a setup. I did break the nut when I was trying to get the nut out because I thought it was plastic. That's how I found out it was bone. Chipped a bit off and glued it back on. You can't tell. So the guitar has had a complete setup, a complete fret level, recrown and polish. Price of that is £135. The guitar has been set up. Everything works, crackle free pots, the electrics are working fine, the guitar is working fine, lovely setup, nice low action, and it's ready to go out the door. So all that remains for me to do is to remind you of my website. Best place is Facebook, facebook.com/NG17. That's facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. I'm Victor, I'm your fret friend. And until next time, as always, God bless you, be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.